Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Yay! Today we have Red, Moonflight, and Snail Rider. And I love this as a combination because Red is industry and freedom and creativity and motivation and that big question of what is my dream life, and Moonflight brings us into that because we start to take those smaller steps towards that, whether it is a summer just gardening and building a spectacular rose bed and sunflowers, whatever it is that you want to cultivate and grow. The combination of all of this is just wonderful. But Snail Rider also reminds us we're going to take our time and we're going to do things in flow state and work in our natural cycles. When we're excited to do something, we'll do that, but we don't need to be all things at once. I know sometimes on my most creative days, I just get out of bed and I go do. So that's not like a grooming day and looking spectacular and polished and stuff. It is just getting right into those reads, that lawn work, whatever it is. And don't believe everything you see on IG. When you see people out there gardening and their hair is all coiffed and makeup and all of that, there's just too much, I feel, lately with IG. Just too many poses and kind of false representative of what it is to be a true creative and outdoorsy person. You know, yes, we can look nice when we choose to, but that's not our main goal, to just be out there taking snapshots of us in places with, you know, designer clothes and all that crazy stuff. Because Red is about what is my heart and what is my spirit and what is my gut feel that I am driven to do, and Moonflight is going to bring us there. What's the most important thing to me right now? How about we identify that? What is the most important thing for you right now? For me, at the moment, is to do my work calmly and in an inspired state, to feel grounded again and paced. That's why I love Snail Rider. I feel like some of my best work, whether it is creating jewelry or anything of that ilk, is when I don't feel like I have a deadline or I have to do anything, that it just comes naturally and that time is available to me. You know, the flow state, the flying in there. And when have you felt the most motivated? That's a good question too, due to the fact that we're usually embodying our highest vibrational, happiest self when we're super motivated to do something. Now that could be after you've organized everything and everything's in nice, you know, nice form and where it should be and no longer in disarray, so you have all your tools and all your things right around you. Also, in terms of, this could be looking after your corporeal self and wanting to work out, go to walk. What motivates you to do that? I know for me, it's got to be a good podcast or music, something where I can just be transported and I'm not even worrying about like the physical strenuous activity. And then you just naturally have it occur, right? You just jump into that. Here's a good question too. What do you like most about your life right now? And are you making that a key priority to recapture that? Whether it's your artistic endeavors, your fun friendships, your great conversations, whatever it is, are you making that part of the daily for you? And here's a good question too, before you're jumping right on that Moonflight, is what's preventing you from pursuing your dreams? A lot of people will say finances, because if it's travel, right, they'll be like, oh, travel. That's something that I'm truly looking forward to this spring and summer. However, we can always manifest abundance and money. We can always work through our creative endeavors or otherwise to create that. So if we think that there is something that's stopping us, just march right into that. I can cultivate more abundance. This is what I will do. Again, some people say, obligations, time, work, whatever, and then really take a look at your work schedule and where can you abbreviate and where can you cull off some of those hours. And also, why is work prioritizing your dream? That's a big thing, right? Why is work prioritizing your dream? It used to, work came first. I would get up, you know, go to work, do all that. And then when I would come home in the wee hours, I would still be making my jewelry and doing reads. And then I thought, why isn't what I love most and what I'm best at my job and my priority? So we can take a look at that too. And this is big on what do I need to let go of? Because Snail Rider takes their time, assesses and says, oh, this this should have been obvious to me, but sometimes we really have to look at it like, why am I taking on this board? This could be an obligation that you do for family members, friends, whatever you do. You go out of your way to appease or help or do something of that nature, and it's a time suck for you. So notice those as well, because there are always things we can let go of. Mine is definitely browsing on certain sites. I just get so pulled into stuff when I go on the internet of anything. I'm curious about everything, but all of a sudden these hours and hours will disappear. So that brings us back to the red. What do I need less of my life and why? And what do I need more of in my life? And do I like what I do day after day? And keep little notes on what days when you felt really good and just really vibrant and happy. What were you doing during that day? What were you eating? Who were you talking to? What were you investing your time in? And what were you ingesting, media, so on and so forth. And keep a look at that in a journal. I definitely notice changes if I feel like I'm just a little listless. That can have to do with endless scrolling, things of that nature. So this is moving a muscle, changing a thought, and really surging out into the things that excite you and broaden your horizons and make you excited for life. Which positive things could you say about yourself right now? I bet you could say you're creative, you're spiritual, you're curious, all of those things. That's also helpful to make that list, because that also moves us back in that directions of doing the right things for ourselves and incorporating them throughout our day. If you're curious and creative, are you going to wonderful sites that produce new beautiful works of art that inspire you? Things of that nature. So I want you to ask yourself right now too, what is something that's been a lot on my mind lately? And how can you move into that arena, rectify what's happening in that, and ask yourself, why do I feel? It could be anything like, I feel like maybe I've been isolating a little bit. Maybe I've been stretching myself a little too thin. Spending my money in areas that aren't really conducive to a healthy financial state, anything like that. But what has been on your mind? That is something that as soon as we address that, guess what? It goes off of your mind and out of your mind, and you have room for all of these new beautiful things that you want to proceed and invite into your life. And again, how do you feel today, right now? Really, really, how do you feel? And can you pinpoint the why? Why do you feel that way? Mine a moment ago just completely shifted because I started working on things that bring me to a higher vibration. When I first got up, guess what I was doing? I was looking at Pinterest, looking at all these things and starting to worry, oh, you have appointments today, you have, clients, you have this and that. So commence with your work and you'll immediately feel better. And that's what happened. So just notice that. Really, how do you feel right now? And why? What are you doing? Take notice of what you're doing. Again, I'll notice sometimes that my day can feel like I should be doing more, but then I'm like, why? Why should I be doing more? It's a Saturday. Relax and ease into work, ease into your day. Do whatever you want that feels good and makes you happy. Reading a quiet book under a tree, whatever it is, let that blossom into, a relaxed, beautiful afternoon for yourself. Lots of times it's really, we need to say, really, how do I feel and why? Is something bothering me? Is something exciting me? Is this feeling recurring every single day? Am I taking active steps towards my dream life? That, that's going to have that feeling of excitement and curiosity and all of that. And just even this, we're not on a racehorse to the finish line. We can slowly take these steps and, a calm, cool consideration as well, which is going to have us not have to backtrack and redo things because we're doing it slowly, calmly, and effectively. So my beauties, that is what you were meant to hear today. Thank you so much for tuning in, your beautiful comments. You guys are so wonderful, and I love sharing this portion of my day with you. So love and light.